कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः परमव्योमभास्करः।
श्रीमते निगमान्त महादेशिकाय नमः। अंजना नंदनं वीरं जानकी शोकनाशनं कपीशम् अक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लंका भयङ्करं मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। आञ्जनेयमदिपाठलाननं काञ्चनाद्रिकमनीयविग्रहं पारिजाततरुमूलवासिनं भावयामि पवमाननन्दनम्। यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकम्। These are some of the dhyana shlokas which is mandated, which is compulsory whenever we begin Ramayana Pathanam, Parayanam or Pravachanam. Hanuman's presence in the Ramayana is extremely important. Amongst the various other reasons like Sita being a Sundari, Rama being Sundara, Lanka being Sundara, the Sandesham being Sundara, Sundara Kandam is called Sundara Kandam because Anjana's son Hanuman is Sundara. This Sundara Hanuman, born as the son of Anjana, thereby being Anjaneya, later turned into Hanuman because of the hitting of the Vajrayudham by Indra on his left cheek. Subsequently followed a list of boons given by the Devatas, that is when Surya Deva agreed to Anjana's request that Hanuman shall be his prime disciple. Hanuman respectfully, sincerely grasped all the arts taught to him by Surya Deva and he became a Navavyakarana Pandita. He became a very, very accomplished disciple of Surya Deva. As mentioned yesterday, though there are various other hymns on Hanuman, there is a Sahasranamam, there is an Ashtotram, there is a Stotram, there is an Ashtakam, there is a Dashakam, there is a Vimshati, there is a Panchashat, there is a Shatakam, set of 8 verses, 10 verses, 20 verses, 30 verses, 50 verses, 100 verses, 1000 verses, 1000 namas, all this on Hanuman. In fact, there are works that are attributed to Hanuman as well. There is one work called Hanumanta Natakam which is attributed to Hanuman. There is a commentary of the Bhagavad Gita by the name Hanumanta Bhashyam, though some say this is not the same Hanuman. So Hanuman, works on him and works by him have always been a topic of discussion. In whichever way we look, Hanuman Chalisa becomes a crowning jewel. Irrespective of which geography we are in, Hanuman Chalisa is a binding element. So here, beginning to praise Hanuman, Tulsidas ji describes the role of a guru. Guru is extremely important because while discussing the concept of Vedanta in Sundara Kandam, we said, Hanuman is treated like a guru. Hanumat samena guruna prakhyapitarthav puman, says Vedanta Deshika. Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja Nija Mana Mukura Sudhara Varno Raghubara Bimala Yasha Jodayaka Phalachara बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जने वो साजे शंकर सुबन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की जय बोलो हनुमान की जय हनुमान. These words, they bring so much of power. Life is full of ups and downs. When it is up, our acharya say, do not be arrogant, you can be down any moment. And when you're down, they say, do not feel so dejected, you will be up very soon. Whether we are up or down, Hanuman is always with us. That said, let us get back to where we had left. In Sundara Kandam, towards the end, the Vanara Sainyam that was dispatched to the southern direction landed. They searched for Sita everywhere and they found Sita to be missing. That is when, in one of the caves of the mountain, they saw a vulture called as Sampati. Sampati Vakya Protirna says Narayana Bhattatiri, the 16th century polymath. So the moment they listened to Sampati and they understood from his Vakyam and what he quoted of his son Suparshva, telling that Sita is sitting under the shade of a tree in a garden at a distance in Lanka Pradesh ruled by Ravana, the Vanaras get quite energized. At the same time, understanding that the distance, as supposedly told by Sampati and his son Suparshva, is over 100 yojanas, they were a bit perplexed, worried. Because leaping, levitating, you can call it flying to that long distance was not possible. There was a Gavaksha, there was a Gajaha who all said we can do 10 yojanas, 20 yojanas. There was even Vali's son Angada who said I can do 100 yojanas, just that I won't have the stamina or the power to head back to Bharatadesha. While most of these conversations were directionless, that is when the age-old experienced person there, called as Jambavan, the bear, he was the odd one out in the Vanara Sainyam, he said, there is only one person who can effortlessly leap from Bharatadesham to Lanka, using his intellect, meet Sita and come back to Bharatadesham. The Vanaras were surprised, they were shocked in fact. They said, who is that one person? The one person who hadn't opened his mouth. His name was Hanuman. So Jambavan said, Hanuman, if at all there is one in this entire army who can do this effortlessly, it is you. If Jambavan knew so much about Hanuman's caliber, valor, why didn't Hanuman volunteer? We know from Sundara Kandam that he was a devout disciple of Prabhu Sri Ramachandra. Why didn't he volunteer? Because we discussed Hanuman's childhood. We discussed the immense power he had. We also discussed the circumstances that led Sundara or Anjaneya becoming Hanuman. We also discussed the boons that were granted by the different devatas with Brahma and even Surya taking him into being his disciple. While we discussed all of this, we had to tell one particular incident. Hanuman's power was so much that at times his experiences with the general world was also seen as mischief or naughtiness. So one of the rishis cursed Hanuman, stating that until somebody reminds Hanuman of his powers, of his valor, of his prowess, he won't know of it. So it is not that power will come to Hanuman. There is always power in Hanuman. There is always prowess in Hanuman. But there will be a slight oblivion associated with it. He will forget it. So until somebody says, Hanuman, you are the student of Surya Deva, you won over the Devatas, Vayu has given you strength, Shiva Bhagavan Mahadeva's power is within you, he won't realize. So Jambavan was the only one in the Vanara Sainyam who was cognizant of this curse that was pronounced upon Hanuman. So he said, there is one person, there is only one person who can effortlessly go, but he is seated mum. Hanuman, you are the disciple of Surya Deva, you are a Navavyakarana Pandita, you have the powers of Mahadeva, Vayu, Kesari in you. Don't you remember, Hanuman, as a little boy, you leaped towards the rising sun, assuming it to be a fruit. And today you can do that to Lanka. Hanuman, I trust in you. I know that if I lay my confidence on you, you can achieve it. The moment Hanuman was reminded of his powers, he said, yes, I can do it. Why have I been so quiet all this long? For my Prabhu Sri Ram, I should be going. That said, here begins the first shloka of Sundara Kandam. Tato Ravana Nitayaha Sitayaha Shatrukarshanaha Yesha Padamanveshtum Charana Charite Patihi Charana Charite Pati Tato Ravana Nitayaha. To that particular region which was ruled by Ravana, where he had taken Sita in his clutches. Sitayaha. Who had to go there? The one who had won over enemies. Shatrukarshana. Hanuman is referred to as Shatrukarshana, the one who had won over enemies. Yesha Padamanveshtum. He chose that path. He wanted to choose that path. Charana Charite Pati. Charanas choose a path, which is the space. He chose that path. Remember, the connection what Valmiki describes with the word Charana is seen in Sundara Kandam. See, the first verse began with Charana Charite Pati. Towards the end of Sundara Kandam as well, Charanas are the one who will give some solace to Hanuman. That said, Hanuman, the moment he knew that he had to fly, levitate, leap to Lanka, he prayed to his acharya. Anjalim prangmukham kritva kurvan pavanayatmayonaye tado hi bavridhe gantum dakshino dakshinam disham. Sasuryaya Mahendraya Pavanaya Swayambhuve Bhutebhyaschanjalim Kritva Chakara Gamane Matim Sasu Anjalim Prangmukham Kritva. He prayed to his acharya. Pavanayatmayonaye, thinking of him as the son of Pavana. Sasuryaya, to his acharya Surya. Mahendraya, to Indra. Pavanaya Swayambhuve, to Brahma, to Vayudeva. Bhutebhyaschanjalim Kritva, to the entire Bhutam. When I say Bhutam, the universe. Chakaragamane Matim. He had to fly. Well, he did the right thing. But there is a small flaw here. We will see that later. Now, the moment he did this, he had to levitate. But sir, you mentioned about this Shatru Karshanaha. Hanuman is referred to as Shatru Karshanaha, the one who has won over enemies. What enemies had he won? Can you tell us about that, sir? Very valid question. Next episode. Dear Astika reader, I am happy to be authoring a 2-part book on the Ramayana in English. The first part is slated for release in the year 2024. The book aims to recreate and retell the Ramayana of Valmiki, conforming to the ancient commentaries and other allied literature. To receive notifications of the book release, kindly register with www.deshikadaya.org/books. Namaskaram.